Welcome everyone to DTR Division 1. Got a very exciting race for you in Brazil tonight, and I believe there's plenty to sort out in the championship, and I'll go through the standings a bit later in the race. But we have nearly a full grid. We've got 19 drivers tonight, so we should see plenty of action. Looking at the weather, I mean I can't see the weather report, but it looks pretty cloudy. So let's hope for a bit of rain. See if we can spice the race up a little bit. But we're just waiting for some of the cars to come out of pits, so I'll get my menus ready. Cool, couple of cars coming out now. Got Alpha Tauri, which is the first car out. Why is it not telling me that they're on an outlet? There we go. Tenka is the first car out of pits. So we've got 36 laps around Brazil. I'll let Tenka take us around a lap and then we'll catch up and see how everyone is qualifying. And then we'll jump on board and watch some of the laps. But yeah, very cloudy. Chance of rain maybe. No one's given me a weather report yet, so we'll see what comes. But let's get rid of the menus. We'll watch Tenka around the first track. We'll stay on board with him. And then I'll make full use of the camera mode once we get going. So coming down the pit straight, this is a very short lap. It's about, I reckon these guys are going to be in a 1:07.5. I reckon that will be pole today. Might even be a bit quicker than that because Tool is very, very quick in quali, that's for sure. So this is the end of sector 1. It was a DRS zone. You can see the wing just closing there. Got to be very careful on that exit curb you just saw. Can spin your car out. As you come through into a tricky sector 2 with a couple of hairpins in a row really, and you have to be really careful with the elevation changes. As you can see, Tenka is absolutely nailing it. He's not losing any sort of traction. And again, this part of the track here is very tricky as well. Got to make sure the back end doesn't step out, and again, very neat from Tenka. And he's coming around the final real bend of the circuit as you sort of keep turning left and round into the pit straight. Stay as narrow as you can to bring yourself over the line, and he sets the first time today, which is a 1:07.9. So that 1:07.5 is going to get smashed, I think, if that's the first time out here today. Rancy comes over with a 1:08.1. We've got No Joke making a reappearance with a 1:07.6 already. So yeah, my 1:07.5, well, that's just going to get absolutely smashed. Who do we join? Let's see. Lynx is invalid, and he's got half a tank of ERS, so he's not going to be going. What about Donkey Dan, who's on his way round the final corner, and he's got no wing, so that's no good. Next, and what about you? He's coming around sector 2. Let's just get off board and see if he's got his ERS light flashing. Nope, he's on a lap. Good. Got a little bit of traffic in front of him. You can see just making his way round to sector 3 into the final corner, and if not careful, I don't know if that's Rancy or Fox, but one of them's going to give him a tow down the straight if he's not careful. You can see that Nexton was trying to make the most of that. Try and get a little bit of extra top speed as he comes over with a 1:08.4. What about Spathis? Very quick driver. I believe he won Division 2 last year, so promoted up into Division 1. Again, he's coming round sector 2, and again you can just see that elevation change as you chuck it right now. And again, you've got to be careful on the brakes, so you can't brake too hard, you will lock up, and then suddenly you find yourself running wide. And the Aston Martin there doing a good job of getting out of the way, just missing the apex slightly. He's gone purple in the second sector. and it's going to be an interesting battle with the setups today. Do you go for quick straight line speed, or are you quick round the corners? As Spathis puts in a 107.7, that's enough for fourth for now. Tool is also up there with a 107.7. And Adrian, who is our current championship leader, is up there with a 107.6. What about, where's he set a time? Is he on his way in? Yeah, he's got his ERS light on. So, what about McManaman? He's coming to the pits. What about Stenden? He's gone purple second sector. So we might be about to see someone go provisional pole. He's got no Jugs time to beat. He's on his way down the pit straight now, keeping a tight line onto the inside wall. It's a 107.8, enough for fifth for now. So, don't think I've got anyone is invisible on a lap. He is, or someone was spinning there, and he's gone purple in the first sector. So invisible in the Haas. On his way through this very technical section, nice and tight to the inside curb there. Just let the car roll round. You don't really have to apply too much brake round there. Again here, this corner is huge. You can lose so much time, and he gets the car rotated nicely. Sticks to the inside of the corner, flat out, up to the final bend. He's gone purple again. This could be provisional pole. Don't flick off him. What are you doing? On the way down the pit straight, he's gone purple, purple. Is it going to be purple, purple, purple? Oh, stop flicking off him. Keep pushing the wrong button. It's a 108.5, so I think the game was lying, because it really wasn't that bad of a sector 3, as Brent has crashed and he's out of qualifying. Not a place you want to be starting at the back of the grid, as I learned in Division 2 yesterday. But anyway, Donkey Dan, and there you go. There's the lack of traction up there. The change of elevation can pin you out, but here comes Fox, and he looked very quick through that section. Keeps a nice tight line. Got to keep off that curve, because it can spin you out. You can use it to rotate, but he's gone purple second sector. I don't know if I trust it anymore. Here he comes down the pit straight. Can he knock Jug off the top? No, he's not going to. It's a 108.2, so it's enough for 12th for now. Donkey Dan is slowing down. Trying to get out of the way here. I think he's trying to regain a bit of ERS before he gets going, I think. Yeah, here we go. He's got an Aston Martin behind him. Got to be careful with that. So we'll stick on board with Donkey Dan then. We'll just see how smooth the inputs are. But again, I wonder if he's got an aggressive setup, and the curb spits him out, and the Aston Martin just manages to avoid him. Wonder if he's got a bit of an aggressive setup on the rear of that car, which is what's causing it. Trying to get out the way of other cars here. Anyway, let's jump on board with someone else. Stav, I think, is the car that got blocked from the spin. Rancy, what about you? You're in 9th currently with a 108. No purple second sector yet. It's about to come over the timing line now. No, it hasn't gone purple, so he's only about a 10th left on his time, according to the, as Adrian puts in provisional pole with a 107.4. Rancy might just gain a place from Stav with this lap. Gains 2 tenths and puts it up to 7th with a 107.9. So we've got 9 minutes of the session left. People have got at least another run. Tool is on an outlap. I'd be really interested to sit on board with him, because he is rapid. So we'll do a lap with him. But whilst we're waiting for him to get to the start line, we'll just recap where we're at. So Adrian's just put on a 107.4 provisional pole. Jug started early with a 107.6, so there's got to be time in that lap. Tool is a 107.7, who we're on board with now. Spathis in 4th, Stenden in 5th, Wes 6th, Rancy in 7th, Tenkat in 8th, Stav in 9th, Maggot in 10th, who is a Div 2 driver, so massive being in the top 10 here so far. Just McManaman and Lynx yet to set a time, but here comes Tool. Let's see what he can produce. Can he knock off that 107.4? And I think he'll have more than enough time to get around this lap get back out for one final run if he wants it. Just see how smooth the inputs are. Use as much of the outside curb as you can. Attach yourself to that inside curb. It sort of rotates the car for you, but you've got to be careful. Spathis puts it in second with a 107.4 as well. Just see the back rear end of the car just getting a little bit snappy, but manages to hold on to it. Just carrying as much speed around these right-handers as you can, and then get tight into this curb. Let the car rotate around there. Get on the throttle as soon as you can, but you've got to be careful. We saw, I think it was Donkey Dan again, just spin it out there, and again, be careful on the traction around here. And it looks like he's nailing it, so is it going to be purple? It is. Again, got to stay off that inside curb. Just rise it a tiny bit, which is fine. And now it's just flat out to the finish. Is it going to be enough for pole for Tool? Cuts as much of the track off as you can. And over the line, it's a 107.393, so it is enough for provisional pole. What about Jurg? He's in the wall. 10 kart then, are you on a outlap? Yeah, you're recharging. What about Mamba? I think he's just stuck in a 107.7. He was down in 11th earlier, so he has improved. Who else? Who is on a lap? We can watch. Stav just puts in a 108. Or is he on a lap now? Yeah, his ERS is off, so he is on a lap. Let's watch him. He's comes around the first sector. He's got a McLaren in front of him, but I don't think it's going to do any damage to him. So around turn 3, you can see the car just rotating under braking there. That's why you've got to be so careful on the throttle. And then the curb on the exit of that corner sort of tilted, which just can give you all sorts of problems. But these guys are navigating it well so far. And again, just letting the car rotate round, back on the power. This has been neat from Stav so far. How's he done? So it did flash up purple there, but it went pretty quick, so I wonder if it's lying to me. But anyway, it's flat out now to the end. Burning all your ERS. Open the DRS, his wings open, and over the line he comes. He improves. It's a 107.7 up to 5th. So you'd be reasonably happy with that. I think he'd be happy with the time. Anyway, he's just got to get back round and see if he can get another run in. What about Wes? We haven't seen Wes yet today. Give me a different shot, please. I want to see if his ERS is on. It's not on, so he's not on a lap, so we won't stick with him. Sten, I can't quite see his steering wheel to see if he's got any ERS left. No, he's coming in the pit, so he's not on a lap. What about Fox? He's got some work to do. As he's 2/10 up currently, what does that do to his time? Puts him in roughly in the 107, so it's going to get him 11th. So has he got time out of that last corner to find? We're about to find out as he comes across the line. 107.9, so it does improve. It's enough for 10th. So might just try and get back round for another run. Depends on what tyres he's got left. What about McManaman? Is he starting a lap again? Oh, what's with these camera angles? I need to have a look to see whether his ERS light is on. Stop giving me that angle. Here we go, his ERS light is on, so he's not on a lap. What about Donkey Dan? I think he's on a lap then. So he navigates it better this time. And in a moment we should see in the top right whether we've got any sort of gains on his time. And I will assume he has, with a 128 on the board. Not sure if that's right, 3 seconds. I think it's going to be a bit more than that. So he comes round onto the pit straight. He's going in the pit, so maybe it wasn't lying. So who have we got out on an out lap? It was someone up here. Spathis, apparently. Is this his final run? I think it is. Or has he just done his final run? I think this is his final run. Nope, he's got his light on. Where's Jug on the track? Warm his tyres up. So he'll probably be the next person to start a lap. Had a torrid time in the league so far. A couple of DNFs. Looks like he is now a reserve driver. Can't handle the pressure, this guy. See if he can push Tooley off the top. So he gets a nice wide line into turn 1. And that's invalid. Yeah, he cut too much of the inside curve there. So who else have we got? Who was it? It was one of the Ferraris. Agent then. Let's watch him because we didn't see his provisional pole lap. On his way down to turn 3. Managed to get the car nice and straight off the exit curb, which then doesn't spin your car. Just keeps just about 2 wheels on the in between those white lines. Oh, as he gets a bit sideways, that might just hurt the lap. Looks like a very aggressive setup based on the slide that he's getting, but got to drive the car on the edge, and I think he's losing out on time here, so probably not going to improve. The issue is he's burnt all his ERS, so he's not going to get another run at this. So did Jug invalidated early enough, which means he can go again, so in fact I think he's going to be one of the last. He's not going to be the last. Who else? Right, so Spathis is invalidated. Agent's got no ERS left, so pointless in watching. Cat is in ERS saving mode. What about Rancy? He's also in ERS saving mode. What about Nexton? He's not further down the track than Jug. So let's watch Jug then. He's not improved so far according to the timing sheet at the top. He's got 3/10 to find. Neat and tidy so far. Might even get a handy toe off this AlphaTauri. Wesley hasn't timed his outlap very well. He's not going to make the line. This Jug comes in the pit, so he has given up. So Stav is also not on a lap, so that's, I think that's going to be too late for him. Need those yellow flags to disappear, as we've got a what looks like an Alpine in a bit of trouble. So, who have we got on track that's going to come across the line? Donkey Dan's finished, so he's not going to improve. Mamba, where's Mamba? He's on his way down to the line. Can he improve on the 107? He can by a 10th, and it's enough for 5th. Tooley goes even faster and keeps that pole position. I don't think anyone's going to beat him. Rancy improves to 6th. Stav's on his way into the pit. Tenkart's invalidated. We know Donkey Dan gave up. Stenden is also invalid, so he's not improving. I don't think Wes made the line. Fox is finished. He's outside the top 10. Nexton is invalid. He's not going to improve. But Manaman on his way down to the line. Probably the last car on track to be able to set a time. And it puts him up into 15th. And I think that is going to be your order. Yes, it is. So, Tooley beat his own time. Set down a marker. Could have saved the extra pair of softs, but he wasn't to know that. Aging in 2nd. Spathis in 3rd. Great start for the Ferraris. No Jug in 4th on his return. Mamba takes 5th. Rancy 6th. Stav in 7th. Tenkart in 8th. Donkey Dan in 9th, and then Stenden makes up the top 10. Plenty can happen in the race. So just to recap that then, Tooley in 1st, Agin in 2nd, Spathis in 3rd, Jug 4th, Mamba in 5th, Rancy 6th, Stav in 7th, Tenkart in 8th, Donkey Dan in 9th, Stenden in 10th, And then just to cover off the rest of the grid, Wesley starts in 11th after messing up the outlap, I think. Got it wrong. Fox Blue in 12th, Next in 13th, Maggot in 14th, McManaman in 15th, Invisible 16th, Racing Ryan in 17th. And then we've got the two Williams, Brent, who looked like he went out early on in the session, and Lynx, who was disqualified. And I think he probably beached. I wonder if it was the Williams that got stuck at that final turn. If you get on that grass, there's a little bank that you can get beached on, which disqualifies you. So I wonder if that's what happened to him. Be disappointed with that. But we've got 36 laps to go. And that looks even cloudier than it did in qualifying. So I wonder if we're going to get any rain. So we're just waiting for the drivers to ready up. And I believe they're setting their strategies for the race. You can see everyone on the line to start the formation lap. Strategy down the bottom. I believe it's a medium hard race. A lot of the drivers disagree with that. But Tool and Asian want to get off to a good start. They're on the medium. Spathis has gone hard. I think that's probably to take the opposite route to Asian, his teammate. And then we've got Jug, Mamba on the mediums. Then we've got a list of 4 cars on the hard. Stenden in the middle is going to be an interesting watch. He's on the mediums, so might be able to make up some quick ground on the people in front. Everyone else has gone hard, apart from the 3 at the back. Racing Ryan, Brent and Lynx, who are clearly going to want to get on with it. And, well, if there's a couple of safety cars here, which is not impossible, then they might not even have to touch the hard tyres, but would mean additional stops. So Tool sets the pace as we go round. You see a lot of weaving to try and warm up the tyres, get it up to a good temperature. The track, to me, I mean, I don't know the temperatures, can't see any of that information, but based on the cloud cover, you assume it's going to be quite cold, so difficult to warm your tyres up. So we'll see some aggressive weaving. If your tyres are cold, you're not going to get off the line very well. So the person that can get enough heat in them will have a grip advantage at the start. And the guys at the start, well, the front of this train, are going to be sat on the grid with their tyres cooling off, with the guys at the back of the grid, nice warm tyres, waiting for those lights to go out. As you can see, Torch giving it some wheel spin, get some heat in those rear tyres as he moves over and points his car to the left, which is the inside turn. So he wants to try and cover off Asian straight away. And if you can see the guys being disqualified, that's just where they're missing their pit box, which drops them back a couple of feet. It puts them at a bit of a disadvantage. But anyway, got quite a good camera angle here. Apart from, can I see those lights? I can't, but I can hear it. 4, 5, long pause, and away we go. And Tool looks like he's got off to a fantastic start. The 2 Ferraris have got away well as well. Spathis has actually got off even better than Agin, but Agin's trying to go around the outside of Tool, and I think he's going to make it because he's on the inside here. Tool's getting squeezed, but he's pushing his way back around the outside. Great racing to start this opening lap. So the front 2 really pushing each other. Agin's just got a bit of an advantage, but Tool's going to have the inside line. He's covered him off so far. And it's good wheel-to-wheel racing. Agin's now going to have the advantage being on the inside. And look how close they are already. And Agent's got off to a flying start, and I believe he's leading the championship. So what a start for the Ferrari. Made up one place. Tool 8 in second. Spathis in third on the hard tyre, you remember. So Jug is really trying to put some pressure on him in fourth. And I think Sten has made up some massive places on those medium tyres. So what a start to this race. Look how close this top 10 is. It was very neat. And Jug spun it. We're on board with him. He's put it in the grass. So Mamba now takes over. Sorry, Sten then takes over from where Jug left off, and Mamba's just chasing him down 7/10 back. So got to be careful, do not open up a second gap here, because if you lose that DRS, you will not catch the pack in front of you. There's some fighting going on a bit further down the field. We're on board with Wes, who is having a look at Rancy. Rancy a little bit slower around the corner than Wes is, but he's a little bit out of shape out of the first corner, which means Rancy can get down the road. It's putting him under a bit of pressure from Fox, but nothing close enough to become a problem. I think the next battle to watch is probably going to be Stenden. He's going to want to get past Spathis as quickly as possible on those hard tyres and start to disrupt that race of Ferrari. But look at the gap starting to open up there between Stav and his teammate Mamba. That's the 1 second gap you don't want. Stav's got to get back in that DRS zone before lap 3, when DRS will get turned on. Otherwise he will start to get split from the field, and looks like he's getting further away rather than closer. So these top 5 might start to break away, but even Spathis now is starting to break a second away, as we've got Nexton with a problem. He's spun by the look of it out the back of the field. So that's Jug and Nexton out back. And you can see that the straight line advantage around here is huge. There's not really too many overtaking spots anywhere else. There's Fox and Tenkar having a bit of a battle, and there's a crash. Oh, you could just see it caught just the end of it, and hopefully no cars coming around are going to catch that. And I'm not sure who was at fault there. I could just see Tenkar get in front of Fox, and I don't know whether that was Fox nudging him or not. But anyway, a bit further back up the field, Maga is on the back of Brent, but not close enough to make an overtake, as Lynx comes down the inside. Oh, but he's spun it, he's gone too fast, and Maggot's managed to get round, but McManaman hasn't, and Lynx is out. Someone's hit him there. I think that was McManaman that's put him out, and there's yellow flags, so do not overtake there. McManaman, he doesn't, he pulls back in behind. Is that going to be a safety car? It is. It's on the way out the pits. What a start to the race. There's no Jug. Makes up a place, but only because of the DNF of Lynx. So a great start to the race, and what an opening lap battle from these front two. So Agent up a place into first. Tool did its best to try and cover him off. It happened for about 4 or 5 corners. Couldn't quite keep him out. So he sits in second and still in a strong position. Spathis on the opposite strategy. Probably won't mind the safety car. Keeps him in touch with those front two. Stenden with a cracking start, up 6 places. Mediums look like the right choice for him. Mamba maintains 5th. Stav's up a position. Donkey Dan is up 2 places. Rancy down 2. Wes has gained 2. And look at Racing Ryan, he's gained 7 places. So must have been in the right place at the right time when that incident happened between Fox and Tenkart. Brent up 7 places, so good gamble from him to go on the mediums. Just 1 place outside of the points. McManaman up 3, Invisible at 3, Jug down 10 from that spin. We were on board with him at the time. You can tell he hasn't been practicing. Maggot down 1 place, Fox Blue down 4, Nexton down 4, and Tenkart down 10. So whilst we're waiting, let's go back up with Agent. Watch him. Oh, I keep pushing the wrong button. Let's watch him behind the safety car. I'll give you a quick standings update. It's not a surprise to see a safety car around here. It's a very narrow track. You can see how racy all these guys are getting. It's been a fantastic watch so far. So a win here for Agent today is really going to start to put some pressure on the guys around him. So Agent in first with 89 points. Tool is in second. He's raced 3 times, had 3 race wins. He's on 77 points. Sorry, he's raced 4 times. He did have a DNF. Fox is in 3rd, but currently 16th. Not good for his title challenges. He's on 58 points. You'd say that that is probably the title race right there. It's got to be Adrian and Tooley. There's only 2 races left after this. So with Fox where he is, that'll be him out of the title race, you'd think. Mamba then in 4th place, 48 points. Could put some pressure on that 3rd place of Fox. Stav is in 5th place on 47 points. Spathis on 37 points. Donkey Dan on 37. Shabby on 37, but not here tonight. Then we've got Rancy in 9th. Tenkart in 10th, both on 35 points. So let's have a quick look at the constructors. So Ferrari, who are dominating this race so far, on 126 points. Aston Martin on 95. Both teams doing well, but Ferrari going to completely outscore them the way it's staying right now. Just checking the safety car's not coming in. I can't. No, the lights are still on, so that's fine. And then we've got the Alfa Romeo on 94 points. Where are they? 8th and 16th. Safety car is in. So let's jump on board with Adrian. And if there's any of the stats that I can give you later, I will do so. But Adrian's got to slow the pack down, wait for that safety car to get in the pits. If you don't wait, it will cause the car to sort of go into like an anti-stall sort of mode. And he's just trying to warm up his tyres, which is making them think he's going, but it's fine so far. And here he goes, away he goes, and Tool is on his heels. Spathis is putting some pressure on him as he tries to make the move around the outside, just doesn't quite have the grip to make that stick. Tool now gets the inside line and will probably be off and running, as we've got a couple of cars moving downwards here. I think there's a bit of a fight going on further back as Spathis continues to put pressure on Tool. Not close enough, and now he's given himself an awkward exit, which has given Stenden a little look. He hasn't been able to take advantage of that, but if he just sticks to the back of Spathis here, it shouldn't take long. He's on the medium tyres. And then we've got Mamba, who's watching behind, and Stav. Oh, he's gone off. Oh, I don't know what happened there, and there's a little bit of argy-bargy in front of him. You can just see he's just had a little snap there, and there's going to be 2 wide round into this corner with, well, 0 traction on exit. You can see, is it Donkey Dan? It is Donkey Dan, just getting a bit of a touch there with Brent, who has to slot in behind. And Brent is on the faster tyres. He's made up a place since, and that was because Stav dropped back. So there's a huge gap now between Wes, who's up to 6th, so he's looking good. Rancy's under pressure here from Racing. Riley's looking around the outside. Can he make the stick? Rancy's got the inside line covered and can cover him back off. And will make his way round turn 2. And we'll be looking at Racing Ryan's teammate to try and give him a bit of a tow, as we've got Brent, who's spun by the look of it. So let's just get a bit further up, because Stenden is now putting some pressure on Spathis again, and Spathis is just dropping away from Toole. It's the 2nd gap already, and that might just be the difference in tyres. But look, he seems to be struggling. I wonder if he's not able to quite get those tyres up to temperature, because he's missed a couple of apexes. And it's really important for Sten to get past as soon as possible here, because he doesn't want to get held up and use the life of those medium tyres. So it's as you were at the top here, really, from the safety car. And the gap is Mamba's keeping tabs with these two. So you've got a little bit of a gap between Spathis, and Sten is now on the attack. I reckon he's using his DRS here. DRS is now active for this next lap. It's a purple sector for Sten, as he's comfortably through into turn 1, turn 2. And off he goes. As Donkey Dan looks like he's losing a couple of places. Jug's made his way through, so looks like he might have slingshotted his way through a couple of them there. So Spathis not close enough to get back at him. Is Mamba going to be able to now apply some pressure to the back of Spathis? And he's going to want to get on with it, because he doesn't want Sten to suddenly disappear into the distance on those medium tyres. He's going to want him to try and drag him along, as Fox Blue and Donkey Dan again exchanging places, and it's still going on. Let's have a quick look at it, shall we? This Donkey Dan manages to squeeze his way down the inside, but Fox keeps his nose in there with a little bit of extra grip. And I think these two have been fighting all season, but Fox can't push his way down a Stenden. What's happened? He spun it. I wonder if that was self-inflicted. Oh, there's a spin in the background, and look at the Merc smashed into the back. Is that Fox? But is Fox blue? Who was the Merc? It must have been McManaman. There's nothing he could do about it. As Mamba's now putting some pressure on Spathis, he's going in for the overtake round turn 1. He's round the outside. Is he going to get the inside line, or is this a Hamilton Verstappen moment? It's not. They're very clean about it. Mamba now back on the power, and he's going to get the DRS, and this is probably going to be easy with no good camera angle to watch it, unfortunately. But Mamba gets the job done, and he's still... Oh, he's 3 seconds back now at all, so these two are detached. They're probably... Excuse me. They're probably going to be in their own little race now, so Mamba's going to be on the harder tyres later in the race, so we'll probably want to try and get that second gap and cause Spathis some problems of keeping up. But Wes 3 seconds back. It's going to be hard with those two giving each other DRS. Rancy's right behind him, looking to try and push his way up into the top 5. Racing Ryan doing a very good job. He looks like No Jug is really putting some pressure on him though. 2 tenths back. As you can see, Ryan is out of ERS, and that's not the sight he will want to see. It's the sight Jug will want to see. He's burning to try and get past him here, and it's not quite enough with the straight line speed. Is he going to chuck it down the inside? He's put his nose in there. He's trusted Racing Ryan, and Racing Ryan has given him the room. Again, is it a Verstappen-Hamilton moment? Jug's a Verstappen fan, and Stab's trying to make use of that as well. And look, he's using Jug as the overtake, and they're 3 wide. I can't get a good camera angle. Stab is sticking to the inside, and he might do both of them. Jug just slingshots his way around the outside. Good racing from all 3 of those drivers. But Jug comes out on top. Stav is putting some pressure on Jug, and Ryan is trying to come back at Stav. Really good racing. Glad we were on board for that. So No Jug now just needs to get his head down. He's about a second back from Rancy, and well, I think Jug is Rancy's little teacher, so that'd be an interesting battle if he can catch the back of him. See if Rancy's taken on board all the notes. But Stav's trying to make a recovery after a spin in sector 2. Tool looks like he's now within half a second of the lead. And is he putting pressure as 10 Kart gets past Stenden? Stenden, something's happened to him down the main straight. What? Let's go and have a look at that. As there's an overtake in front, it's Fox trying to come back at Invisible. Maggot picks up a penalty. I didn't see that come up. I'm sure you guys probably spotted it. As Fox makes his way round Invisible into turn 1 and can drive off down the road. So any other overtakes? I think let's just give these guys at the front a little bit of camera time. Agin has been in control of this race since turn 1. And Tool is just sitting in behind. He doesn't have to do anything right now. But let's go to Jug, because he is starting to close in on the apprentice. So No Jug the Canadian, Rancy the Finn. Jug looked like it was a little bit slippery on exit there for him. I can't remember if Rancy's on the hard tyre or not. Let me just join him. Yeah, he is on the hard tyre, so Jug on the better tyre. But Rancy's the one putting pressure on Wesley here with some good straight line speed. He's going to have the inside line. Wesley's going to have to give a bit of space, but it will turn into the inside line for him. So Rancy will want to try and slingshot, but No Jug's there. Donkey Dan looks like he's past Racing Ryan into turn 1. Let's get back on board with this. We've got Rancy in front who's looking to make a move. He's going down the inside, and he's got the job done. And has Wesley had to leave the door open for Jug? No. But Jug will now be putting some more pressure on, and Wesley is trying to fight back, and I think Wesley might have a little bit more downforce, so might just be a bit stronger through these corners. But you see this dirty air is making him run a little bit wide, and he's got to think about the defence here with Jug right on his exhaust pipe. You just see how neat these drivers are. You can see 3 of them just going through the corner at the same rate. It's incredible. Nojek within a 1/10 of a second and really putting some pressure on Wes now. And we saw Wes looked a little bit slow in the straight line. You see Rancey's already pulling away. I wonder if he's using some ERS or whether Wes is just playing with more downforce. And it looks like No Jug, oh, as he pulls out into the dirty air, or so the clean air. He was trying to get Rancey's slipstream, but it cut him off in the end. As 10 Kart makes his way past Racing Ryan. Racing Ryan's taking some punishment into turn 1. But here comes Jug on Rancey. Nexton gets past Racing Ryan. I think that's probably because of the ERS that he's used. Makes it so hard to defend, but No Jug right on the back of Rancey. Fresher, well, No Jug is now flashing. So he's using all his ERS. I think he wanted to try and make a little move down the inside there, but it weren't on. So decides not to, and we're probably around the pit window now. We've had the safety car, so it might be just another couple of laps that they can hold out for. But these medium runners are going to want to start pitting in the next couple of laps. But Jug doesn't seem to be having a problem really against Rancey as he's sticking to him, and you can see the extra speed he's putting through into that corner. Rancey's been quite quick in a straight line. You can't lose that traction like Jug just did there, because you can just see the gap now starting to open. But the DRS for Jug is open, and will he have an attack at him into turn 1? He's going to be alongside him. I think he's going to have the job done by the time they get there, and he will be able to flip back to the inside line. And now Jug's got a bit wide here, so will that allow Rancey to come back at him? Is he going to get the DRS now? He is. So Rancey's going to have a go back down the inside at turn, I think it's 4 technically, and he pushes Jug off the track. There's no contact though. Jug's able to keep an eye on it, and look at him, he can smell the fumes coming out of his exhaust, even through the helmet. As Racing Ryan's DNF, what's happened there? It's up the straight. We'll stick with this battle, but there are yellow flags. We're not going to see any overtaking. It's caused a safety car. Invisible, can he catch it, or has he gone past it? I wonder if... No, it wasn't with him. Invisible has slowed down with the Delta. There's his car. I wonder if he's hit that wall on the left and flung out. Yeah, he's got no wheel left. And it is his left wheel, so he must have hit that wall. I wonder if something happened, but that's... Yeah, here we go. We're getting the mediums dive in the pits. I think everyone's got to come in, really. We're right in that crossover zone, and the Ferrari of Spacker stays out. That's an interesting move. So he'll take over the lead of the race, and I think, is that Wes staying out? It is Wesley staying out. So the hard runners are gonna stay out, and that means that they'll probably need another safety car in about 4 or 5 laps time. Because Maggot stays out, you can see him making up a ton of places. And the two... Ooh, Spafford's nearly overtakes the safety car. That would have been a disqualification. But you can see, look, the 2 original leaders now in 3rd and 4th, which is going to leave these 2 at the front vulnerable. I mean, Spaffis couldn't pit really, could he? Because his teammate was going in, and it would have been a double stack. So, yeah, he couldn't really go in. I mean, Wesley, his teammate, was the guy that caused it, so he could have come in. But again, you've got to think 21 laps in the mediums, that's a long way. It's a long way to go. But these guys are going on to the hards, which they will make it. So Maggot didn't come in. He's on the mediums. Did he pit early? Oh, he's on 11 lap hold mediums. That's... Oh, he has pitted then, hasn't he, if it's 11 laps? Yeah, he has stopped, but 11 laps old, like, I'd have been wanting to bin them as soon as, but... Anyway, Mamba makes a stop. Rancey... Oh, God, Rancey goes onto the mediums. I mean, that's the only thing he could do. Could have stayed out. It's going to be a long old race on those mediums. But these guys are so smooth with their throttle inputs that might just be alright. No Jug out on the hard tyre now, behind the apprentice. Any of these guys coming in? I assume not, because you just lose too much. The guys at the back might have some incentive to come in, but... Right, so let's just summarise this. So Spaffis leading the race, hasn't pitted. Wesley in second, who hasn't pitted. And then we've got Agent, who's pretty much dominated the race. Net P1 and has pitted. Tool is also in the same place. has pitted. Maggot hasn't, who he has pitted, but he's going to have to come in again. He's 11 lap holds on the mediums he's on. Mamba came in for hard tyres, he can go to the end. Rancy has also come in, going to be a long old race on medium tyres. Then see is coming out of the pits. And then we've got No Joke who's come in, he's on the hards, he will get to the end of the race. Tenkart in 9th, Stav in 10th. And we've got Nexton, McManaman, Donkey Dan, Brent, Fox Blue after getting catapulted in the air. Invisible 16th, Stenden in 17th. Race and Ryan and Lynx are both DNF. So we'll stay on board with Spathis whilst the safety car continues to go round. No sign of any rain. No idea if it is going to rain, but the safety car, I'm glad to say, is in this lap. And I'll stay on board with Spathis. It's easier to see when he goes, and you can see all the cars just trying to warm up those tyres. They've done a good job of clearing the track today. We haven't had to sit behind the safety car for too long, but we've got 2 new front runners, but we've got Agent and Tool on fresh tyres ready to make an attack, and Spathis goes, and Wes is on his heels, and Agent is stuck behind Wesley. He's not allowed to overtake until the line. I think he's already passed, so that might be a problem, but we'll let the stewards deal with that. Wes has to tuck in behind. You can see that Maggot and Tool, well, let's watch Tool on the fresh hard tyres, is now attacking Wesley. Has Wesley got enough grip to stay ahead? It's probably not worth him fighting too hard. We've got yellow flags again. It's something to do with Donkey Dan, who looks like he's lost it, and we saw in qualifying his setup looked very aggressive at the rear. He's lost it out of turn 2 or 3. If you want to class it that. And Tool is eager to get past Wes as he throws it down the inside, and there's just enough space about. And now he's having to go round the outside. It will give him the inside line for the next corner, and I think he's got better traction out of there, and Wes gives up the position. He's in 4th. Maggot is trying to put pressure on him, but look at the battle behind. It's hard to know where to look, as Maggot is trying to put as much pressure on as possible, but as we've got McManaman now off. So Maggot, here we go with the straight line speed. Wes, I think, must be running more downforce. Everyone seems to have been able to breeze by him so far, and we've got Mamba, who's also looking at the back of this little fight. Can't see a way through. Rancy's following him. No Jug following him. Tool is making his way up to the back of Spathis, but Spathis has let his teammate go, and I'm assuming Spathis will become the moving roadblock. Rancy gets past Mamba. Oh, and it's tight fighting there. Mamba looked like he had to avoid Rancy there. No idea what the incident was like, but Tool is putting huge pressure on Spathis because he knows he's got to get round him. Just don't do anything silly. You've got the pace, but look at the inside line. Spathis is defending so well, and look at the time it's costing them. His teammate's able to drive off. It's what a teammate. Really causing problems as Rancy's now all over the back of Wes, but let's see if Tool can get past Spathis. What's the straight line speed like? Spathis is trying to break the toe, and it's not looking like Tool's got the straight line speed to make it happen. He's now starting to gain. It's not going to be enough. Rancy's past Wesley down the straight. I think you just see it in the background. Look at this train of cars. We'll stick with this battle here. As you can see that Tool has nearly burnt all of his ERS to try and get round, and they're going to go side by side round this next corner. And I think Spathis, he's not backing out. He's doing his teammates such a favour. And with no ERS, this could be very difficult to get back at him here. 2.5 seconds Tool's got to find. Well, he's got 17 laps to do it. So we'll see how that unfolds. Stav! What's happened to Stav? Is he out? No, he's not out. Let's go and join him. Unsure, but he's definitely had a spin. Mamba now seems to be stuck behind Wes. Rancy managed to get through on him. We saw that just down into turn 1 in the background. Maggot's doing a good job of keeping up with Spathis here on those used medium tyres, and he's really closing in. So let's... Oh, Spathis dives in the pits. He's going to come in for some fresh mediums, I think. As Maggot now takes over third place, probably going to have to pit again. We've also got Nexton in the pits. This could be, I mean, he's done his teammates such a favour, but this could be no good for Spathis as he's going to go to the back of the grid. Rancy is 7/10 behind Maggot and closing in quite quickly. He's managed to get rid of No Jug actually. Jug's got stuck a little bit further back in the field, but Mamba's starting to make some gains on Wesley now and he's pulling Jug along with him. Stenden's made his way back up into the top 10, so is Brent after a spin. And Fox is just outside the points now, so he's making his way back after a tough race. But we'll stick with Mamba, see what he can do. I think, as I've said before, Wesley, I don't think has the straight line speed. Rancy is right up behind Maggot, so we'll watch this one first, and then we'll go back to Mamba. See if Rancy can make light work of this, because Maggot is going to have zero grip with the older tyres. Rancy gets right up behind him, and this is going to be an easy overtake in the end. Now, what's Mamba doing? Here he comes, and look at Wesley. It's an easy place for Mamba there. Just struggling with straight line speed, and now I think it's all eyes on Jug now. But Mamba is flashing. He's got no ERS, and he's trying to break the slipstream. Look at that, Jug chucking so much speed into these corners. Got to be careful not to tap the car in front, but he's done well to get the car slowed down. Mamba still flashing. He's got a lot of work to do to recharge that ERS, but he is breaking away here. Oh, and there's a touch. I didn't quite see what happened there. Was it Jug tapping Wes? But Wes has gone round. He's tried to rejoin. It's going to let Fox blew through, is it? No, he's let Wes keep the position. I think it's sensible. He doesn't want to go and crash after he's made his way all the way back up into the points. And I think we'll stick on board with this actually, because can Fox get Wes on the straight? We know he's been vulnerable down here, and this is going to be easy, I think. Fox is going to move over to the inside. Wes on his way down, and I think the Red Bull of Jug is on the way in the pits, so I think he did hit Wes then. And Jug has sped in the pit lane and retired in the pits. Not good, because it's not allowed, and the car can come back out on track, so I hope it doesn't do anything silly and ruin anyone's race. But Stenden now on his way around through sector 2. He had a bit of a rough ride as he has lost it round the end of sector 2 a couple of times. Maybe once, maybe I'm over exaggerating, I don't know. But he's on the back of 10 car and he's found himself back in the points. As you can see, the top 3 now quite spaced out. Tool hasn't been able to make any inroads on Agent, so as long as there's no safety car, Agent should dominate this race. 2.8 seconds, Rancy 3 seconds back, and without DRS this is very tough. And I think Maggot is going to have to pit again, so you imagine that Mamba will quite easily take that 4th place, and Maggot has got penalties as well, so technically that place is Mamba's right now, and these two right behind that fighting Mamba really. Stenden 2/10 behind, not close enough to make an attack just yet. And they're both on mediums, so I think Mamba is on the hard tyre, so Mamba might have to try and fight these guys and try and come back at them later in the race if they do get through, when those mediums fall off. I must say it's very impressive to watch Division 1, like how close they can follow each other, how smooth they are with their inputs. There's an example of how to race this game, it's right here. So Stenden's the Mamba on board with. It looks like 10 Kart is putting some pressure on Mamba, I think by the turn 1. We're going to see some side-by-side action. Mamba decides to take the inside line. Give me a good camera angle. Here they come. And yes, 10 Kart can get the move done. Nothing that Mamba could do about that. Is he now under pressure from Stenden? As they're all flashing in front now. Sten is having a look. He hasn't quite got the straight line speed. He's trying to use the slipstream of 10 cars. He just manages to slow the car down in time before he met the rear of Mamba there. It's just incredible the control that they've got over the cars. You can see the lights are now stopped flashing in front as they've managed to recharge some of their battery. Wesley and Nexton look like they're trading positions at the back, and I assume Wesley has had to pit. I don't know if that's to do with the incident he was involved in, or whether that's just a tyre change. I think, it would have been a tyre change, wouldn't it? He did not pit under the first safety car. So anyway, back to this. Sten then trying to make a move on Mamba. Mamba also gets DRS, but I think Sten has saved up enough ERS to have a dig at this. And he gets the move done, so he's up into 5th. But I think, and yeah, Maggot has come into the pits now, which has released those 3 drivers we were just watching. So I think what you're looking at now is the drivers in their right positions, really. Mamba might be able to come back at them later in the race with the degradation of the medium tyre. Stav trying to recover after a bit of a scrappy race. He's half a second back from Invisible, and Fox blew up into 8th now, so just trying to revitalise this title push in Division 1. But he's got so much work to do because Agent and Tool are both in 1st and 2nd, and that's a big pool of points he's going to miss out on, as Wes, I think, has made a mistake. He's picked up a 3-second penalty for it. And there's a safety car. What has happened? Oh, Wes is out. Can't even see it. Agent might get there first, but that's going to be gutting for Agent. He was all over this. This is going to give an opportunity to some of these cars in sort of this group here a chance to pit, come in for some new tyres, and a couple of them, one of them's diving in. There was a bit of fake there from Invisible, but a couple of them are going to stay out and take track position. Rancy goes in the pits. Why would he pit from 3rd? That's an interesting call. Is he going on fresh mediums? He is. That's an interesting call from Rancy. He's lost 3, maybe 4 places. Spathis has made his way back up the grid because everyone else has pitted, and he pitted later. So he finds himself back in a good position. Tool is going to be delighted with that, and this is roughly where Wes went. I don't know what happened to him. But Tool is going to be delighted. He's going to be back in this race, and we're going to see a good last 10 laps, I think. Sten is up into 3rd, Invisible in 4th, Stav up into 5th after, again, as I was saying, just as we joined him, a tough race. He's had a couple of incidents, a couple of spins, and Spathis, after being the top teammate, is back up into 6th after having to wait to make his pit stop. Rancy weirdly pitted from 3rd. I would have favoured him to try and stick it out, but I wonder if he's worried about the tyre life. And he might just be able to get enough pace to get back at these guys. But it's relentless in this division. We've seen the sort of racing that they dish out. It's a great watch. So it's not going to be easy. Spathis, we've seen his defence against Tool. He is not an easy man to overtake. So... And then 10 car, Maggot back in the top 10, but is carrying that penalty. Mamba in 10th after making the pit. Try to get off those hard tyres, so we'll see if he can make his way through the grid. Brent in 11th, Fox dropped 12th but pitted for new tyres. McManam in 13th, Donkey Dan in 14th. Then we've got Nexton, Wesley, No Jug, Ryan and Links, who have all DNF from the race. So 14 of your 19 drivers left. Agent been absolutely dominating this from the start on used hard tyres, and Sten is on mediums, so could be him with a bit of an advantage. Can we see for the first time in this race someone else at the top of this pack of 2? But on the evidence so far, they seem to just be driving away from the others. We'll see if they can keep up with them now. See if the safety car comes in this lap. does. The safety car's been good today. Gets out, gets the car off the track and buggers off back in. So Agent, second time, he's going to be starting this. It's been a Ferrari every time actually from the safety car, but cars now weaving to try and warm up their tyres. When's he going to go is the question. The safety car is just pulling in the pits and he's gone already. He's gone early. Tool on the back foot again. Sten is trying to put some pressure on, just 3/10 back, and you can see a couple of cars side by side. It's Mamba, Stav and Spathis, sorry. And Spathis has made up a position already. I wonder again whether he overtook there just before the line. We'd have to see someone else's view. Brent gets through, and there's a spin, and it's Mamba and Donkey Dan are both out. I don't think they're the two that initiated the contact, but wow, that's now 11 cars left in the race. And some tight battling going on. Stav is the closest man on track, but it's all very close. Maggot now getting on the back of 10 car, so no idea where to look. We'll just keep an eye on the timings and see if anything starts to change, but there is still some yellow flags out there. The cars haven't been cleared. I don't think we'll get a safety car because it's just come in this lap. They don't often trigger a safety car twice in a row. However, Sten is now keeping up as invisible, and Spathis having a fight, and Spathis gets down the inside, and he's lost 2 places as Rancy comes flying up the inside into 5th, but he's got wide, and Stav gets through and he's lost it because of the traction out on the curb, so he's now gone to the back of the field. What is going on as Spathis now is released to try and get after Sten then? And I think Stav now is on the attack of Rancy, so 10 drivers left from the 19 that started. There is a safety car, and it must be Invisible that's beached another safety car. But what an opening lap of the safety car restart. And I'll be honest, I probably need to save my voice now for the last probably 5 laps. Are we going to see some cars coming in for soft? I mean, I think it makes sense. Maybe like sort of 10 car, maybe Stav, but 10 car backwards. I think you get on the softs and have a punt, see if you can do some bits in the last few laps. But again, Asian is right up there. He's got a decision to make. Does he stay out on the hards? I think he has to, and I think Tool probably has to, but some of these guys back here might pull the trigger and come in. But if you let the 2 Ferraris close up on each other, they're going to be hard to beat, because Spathis... Oh, has Asian spun it into the safety car? He's dominated the race all the way to here, and he's spun it. No. So Tool takes the lead of the race. Sten is up into 2nd. Is anyone coming in? Stav is the first man to come in. 10 car stays out. Maggot stays out. They're all staying out. So McManaman and Stav will go onto the soft tyre, I believe. And they will try and punch their way back through the field, and the softs are quick. As we've just caught the back of the safety car. There's not going to be many racing laps here. I think it's going to be a maximum of 4. But what has Asian done there? He's dominated the race for so long. And I assume he was trying to keep his tyres warm and just put too much lock on. And around he goes. Very messy after such a neat race. God, I didn't think I was going to have to commentate under the safety car. Jeez, about to turn my mic off. But anyway, we'll rock and roll round with Tool. But let's just check. Stav has put softs on. He has. And the man has as well. So they are going to be rapid after the safety car restart. So we'll stick on. Oh, Tool, don't do the same thing. Sten behind on the mediums, Asian on the hard, Spathis on the medium. So I wonder if his teammate will now let him have a go, and Rancy on new mediums as well. He didn't put them on that long ago. 10 car on softs. When did he do that? Safety car's in already. That's good to see. We want to see as much racing as possible. The track is green. The safety car's not in yet, and for the first time in this race, we'll see what Tool can do under the safety car restart. And Sten looks ready for this restart. And look at that, he's trying to warm up his tyres, and Sten is trying not to be fooled at the start, but it is a good getaway from Tool. He's Half a second back, Agent already putting pressure on. They're over the line this time. So Agent trying to go round the outside, can't make it happen. He switched to the inside and cut off his teammate. Fox Blue is up against 10 Car. They're fighting further down the field. We've got Maggot trying to make a move on the mediums. And look at the two guys at the back. Let's watch it from their angle. Stab on the soft tyre. He's going to be so much quicker around this corner, but he's going to have to be patient. Look, it's just piling up in front of him. And Agent's trying to put some pressure on Sten. And remember, he's on the hard tyres, so that's impressive that he's able to put that much pressure. As 10 Car is now round the outside of Maggot, and they're going to tangle, and 10 Car's round. Oh, and he got touched back, straightened up. So that saved him. What nearly got him in trouble saved him, but Stav makes his way through. So what an opening lap from the safety car. Everyone's within half a second, most within 3/10. Rancy's trying to put pressure on Spathis, but again, like I said earlier, he's not easy to overtake. These guys at the back on softs, are they going to be able to pick their way through in the next 5 laps? I think you get 2 or 3 good laps out of the softs, and then they start to die off. Let's just move further forward. As Tool now 8/10 ahead of Sten. And remember, he's on used hard tyres. Sten's on used mediums. Agent's on long time hard tyres. And you can see Rancy trying to push up to the back of Spathis, but just not getting close enough. And this group behind is just so close. As Tool is just about to get out of DRS. That's massive for him. You can see just in the distance he's got away, which I wonder if Sten's just struggling with grip. I wonder if those mediums have gone off. How long's he been on them? Yeah, 16 laps. I mean, they're probably in the bin. So no wonder Tool's been able to make a bit of a gap there. And not to take anything away from him, he's a quick driver, but he's got the advantage of Sten staying out on those mediums. Is Agent going to be able to put any sort of pressure on him? Probably not this corner, but maybe, just maybe. As Tool goes fastest on old hard tyres. It's incredible. 3 laps to go then. Plenty to sort out here. I think Tool, bar any mistakes, should take this race. He's got Sten behind him as a nice little blocker. Maggot is putting some pressure on Fox Blue a little bit further down the grid. These camera angles not being nice to me today. Not the easiest to flick through, but we've seen some great action. Tried to give you the best angle of it every time. So Agent looking to try and save this race a little bit, salvage it, because this will just allow Tool to get that little bit closer. And actually, we've got some yellow flags, and there's 3 or 4 cars. What has happened there? And who's involved in it? Fox is the first of them. No idea what caused that, but it's all the guys running on soft, and Maggot's in there as well. But Manneman's through on 10 Car, who's got no front wing. And Stav is the big loser there. He's dropped all the way to the back. So no idea, but now Sten under pressure from Agent, who puts it down the inside. 2 laps to go. Can Sten get back at him? It's going to be very tough. It looks like he's struggled with these used mediums, but look at the ERS now and the DRS together. It's just so powerful. He's going to get around the inside. There is a tap there. You can see the driver is pushing his hand out. Agent trying to push back. Can't keep the place. Can Agent, is he going to try and tuck it down the inside here? He's not. He's going to wait for a better place. And both of these drivers doing an exceptional job on very old tyres. We've got Spathis just behind. And he's got Rancy just in behind him. So look, you can see all 4 of these cars. Fox Blue then is 8 seconds back because of whatever happened behind. We weren't on board to see it. Just saw the carnage unfold afterwards. Is Agent now going to have another attack as I'm on board with Spathis? But Spathis is closing in on his teammate. He's got Rancy right behind him. Let's get on with Rancy. We can see it all happening. Agent's out of ERS. Spathis is going down the inside of his teammate, is he? He's tapped him. He's round. And Rancy's got through because of the spin. Is he going to get back out in front of Fox? He is. So it's damage limitation, but Oh, the Ferraris were in such a good position. I mean, they still are, but it could have been so much better for them. So Sten, after defending his place a lap ago, starts to break away a little bit. Agent got no ERS left, probably no grip, and neither Sten and Tool has just extended this lead out in front. And if Asian hadn't led this race for so long after getting in front, I mean, Tool's been absolutely spotless, so could say that he deserves it just as much, but Asian can't make the mistake that he did under the safety car. That's a rookie error, that. And it's cost him some valuable points. Oh, as he just gets a bit sideways there, he manages to hold it. I think the grip is leaving his tyres now. How old are they? 20 laps, so yeah, they're getting to the end of their life. But how is Sten doing? 19 laps on these mediums, it's impressive. So Sten up 8 places today. It looks like he's going to take home a podium. Incredible. But Tool is the man that has just taken control of this race at the right time. Agent makes a mistake and Tool capitalises on it. He's been quick all day. He's the one that's been putting pressure on Agent, who's led the most laps around here. But there was a mistake at the end. 10 car is going to pick up an extra point for fastest lap. But Tool now looking pretty comfortable to go on and win it. Nearly a 3-second gap. Agent might have a run at Stenden to the line. We're going to see that in a minute, but we're going to watch the winner come over the line, and we'll flick back quickly to see if Agent can make that last attack. He's going to make that attack. He's closing in on him quickly, but let's watch Tool come over the line and pick up the win. Well done. Let's go back. He's not close enough. So Sten is going to take second place. Agent third. Rancy in fourth. Good solid race from him, and Spakis will be disappointed to be fifth. Fox Blue, what a recovery to get back to sixth. And we've got McManaman, who's made his way up to seventh, and Maggot, the Division 2 driver. What a race to take ninth. Gustav has just jumped him because of the penalties. And 10 car is going to come home to take that final point, and will gain the extra point for that fastest lap. I don't think anyone beat it in the end. So out of your 19 drivers, 10 finished. Invisible, Brent, Donkey Dan, Mamba, Nexton, Wesley, Jug, Ryan, and can't remember the last person. Lynx, all DNF'd. So points out there for the 10 that finished. What a race it was. Some great overtaking. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. The safety cars didn't dampen it too much. In fact, actually probably brought better racing, because it just closed the gaps up again. But just to go through the grid order once more, Tool on top, and he deserves it, I think, mainly because Asian makes the mistake, but you've got to be there at the right time, and he was putting pressure on him the whole time. So Tool takes the win. Stenden, impressive on those old medium tyres, comes in second. Agent dominated the race for so long, holds on for third. Rancy made his way through the grid up into fourth. That's a solid result for him. Spathis will be disappointed not to finish at least fourth in that race, after some good teamwork from him. Finishes fifth. Fox Blues made his way up to sixth. He's sort of took control of the race through all the mistakes that were happening around him. He got through them. Comes back to get some points. Dean McManaman in seventh, who made his way up into the points very late on. Stav, who made a couple of mistakes in there, got caught up in a bit of a mess really towards the end. Finishes in eighth. We've got Maggot in ninth. Brilliant drive from him, the Division 2 driver, and 10 Kart in 10th, who takes the final point and the fastest lap. And then we've got Invisible, Brent, Donkey Dan, Mamba, Nexton, Wesley, No Jug, Ryan, and Lynx all DNF'd. So, a great race from Division 1, Tool on top, and a very much deserved win. And a shout out to Asian as well. Good racing from him, just a silly mistake under the safety car, and a big congratulations to Sten that makes up the podium. Some great racing, and hopefully we'll see you here again next week to watch some more thrilling action. We'll see how the title race goes. 2 races to go. We're at Singapore next, I believe. So yeah, we'll see how they get on next week. But for now, thank you very much.